Personal thoughts. Um, let's talk about sports gambling. I got introduced to sports betting. A friend of mine. It wasn't legal in Boston at the time. He'd kind of take me, and we'd go to Rhode Island, Providence. Just as you just cross the border, you can make bets at the time, and we'd make our bets in Rhode Island next to McDonald's, I believe. Maybe get some McDonald's or something, and just head on back. There were certain times where on our way back, you might just start losing certain bets, and you're new, you don't understand the game of sports betting yet, which I still don't, but I have more information now than I did when I first started. I was just straight parlays when I first started, so you'd make those bets and then you might just lose on your way back, which is disheartening. Um, so yeah, that was kind of before legalization. It was all kind of like just $20-$25 bets on parlays. Put 100 and break that down. 30 here, 10 here, 5 here, $1 here for like a crazy bet, and then some parlays for the rest of the money. So that was kind of the path that we kind of went through, and I should probably assault him right now. He's cost me a lot of money. Um, Before kind of legalization, my whole introduction to bet is watching kind of football matches, and you see bets 365, I believe it was, and kind of seen on Twitter. But it wasn't anything that I was kind of used to. Prop betting, kind of picking out a single play. Okay, this guy's gonna make 30, or this guy's gonna score a hat trick, or this guy's gonna score a goal. Things like that. So yeah, and once it got legalized, kind of one thing I did was these sports books would give you a couple dollars. You bet $5 and they give you 200. You bet $5, they give you 150. So I kind of made my rounds around all the different sports books and tried to gain as much free money as I can and use the bet. Eventually, you put in your own money, right, and things kind of become more fun. You're watching games and things like that as well. So when it comes to my betting logic, I have some logic. My betting logic, I say, is kind of no parlays at all. At all. No parlays, just straight bets. If you're going to pick a crazy bet, you'd rather it be a straight bet than another team mess you up. People who do parlays that I know of, they're always one short, always too short. It's always almost, And my logic is, okay, if you have a 5-team parlay that's one short, you won 4 straight games. So that, I don't know how much you're betting, but that should make a profit in a sense. And I'll give you my 3 strategies that I use. The 5 to 10% rule. I kind of think about it like investments. Now, this is a game where a team is already up. They might, in football, the team might be up 2-0 at the half, or at the 60th minute. They offer like negative 2,000. So you're taking, $100, $200 and trying to make $5, $10 or something like that. The reasoning behind it is kind of like investments. They say some of the best investors, if they could crack 10%, that's a great year. So I kind of use that logic. The team's already winning. It's a blowout in basketball. I know last year was a bit shaky. People kind of making comebacks during the season and things. But yeah, just the 5 to 10%. As soon as I get 5 to 10% of my money, maybe that might be a cash out situation and I leave early, or it might be just I bet so much money that my winnings are 5 to 10%. The second kind of strategy is a reasonable strategy, right? I'm going for favorites. Barcelona's playing a team in La Liga that's under, they're under the 10th place. I might, put 100 on there to win. Put 115 to win 100. Put 150 to win 100. Kind of something reasonable, something that kind of makes sense. Okay, I'm not betting against Madrid, right? When they're playing Villarreal or something like that, or Sevilla. I'm not betting against Man City if they play Brentford or Bristol City or one of those teams. Brighton. I'm not betting against the favorite, if you will, Bayern. So those games, that second strategy, you have to kind of look around and find those games, right? You can't just kind of be going off of every week. That's not going to happen every week. So you have to kind of, there's a bit of luck in there as well. So, those games are, Nuggets are playing the Pistons. Come on, yeah. I mean, yeah. The third strategy I say is I don't care. That's the third strategy. It's, uh, this you might use less money for this. $25 on a +8. I'd say the most recent I don't care that I've won was Nottingham Forest versus Liverpool. The 1-0 win. That was a +8 times 8. So I think I put in $40 and I won. I got back 380, so I got 340 back, something around there. Yeah. So yeah, that was good. So I don't care. You know what? I usually get into this mindset when my account is kind of low. Like I put in 400 and now I'm at like $70. I'll take 20 and throw it at some nonsense or something like that. But it works out, Nottingham Forest. So that was very good. No one could believe that when I kind of showed that around my brother, a couple of my friends. I showed them. They were just like, wow, like who does that, right? But when it comes to like the sports I play, I try to keep it light in terms of I bet on football because I used to play and I watch. I used to watch a lot, and I kind of have a sense of who the top teams are and who is in contention to win the league, or who's in that race to win the league, or even get top 4. I worry about that. Who's at the bottom of the league? I don't really care too much for the people in the middle. They're always drawing games, and I don't want that. So the mindset is, it's the only thing that hurts me when it comes to football is it's 33%. You either win, you lose, or you draw, right? Except we're talking about championship games, but that 33% isn't the best when you switch into the more American sports, like my other favorite, NBA. 50%. You either win or you lose, straight like that. You either win the game or you lose. Those games are hard to find. Let's say a negative 115, where you put $115 to win 100, negative 150, $150 to win 100. It's hard to find that amount in those games unless it's very close, right? So that reasonable strategy of picking favorites might not work in that situation. The good thing about NBA, right? Like I said, 50%, you either win or you draw, and they're willing to go to overtime until someone kind of wins or draws, right? I do play some tennis. Tennis has been very hurtful to me. Tennis is also when my money's getting low. This is +2, +3, +4. I've won a +4 times 4 with tennis before, but it isn't something that you kind of continuously do, and I'm not watching some of these games. I don't know who I'm betting on, which is another kind of bad thing, if you will. But it helps me in a sense because I'm not too attached to a certain player, like Nottingham Forest. Why put that bet there? I mean, obviously it was like a last ditch, right? But putting that bet there, I couldn't name a player on Nottingham Forest's starting 11, So, yeah. Do I watch the sports when I'm betting these kind of games? It's hard to watch at the same time when your money's on there, especially if it's like 100 plus. I don't watch the game at all. If it's something less and it's on TV, I might watch, or I might get a link on my phone and watch or something, or app. But to sit and kind of watch like the Nottingham Forest game, I wouldn't have been able to watch. I did catch, I think, the last 15 minutes of the game when Liverpool were just trying to score, and I think either Jota or Luis did something so incredible that like a shot so incredible that the keeper had to save. And yeah, I was almost I was almost dead when that happened. So yeah, I try not to watch. It helps. It also, one good thing about looking at the result later is, if it's disappointment, if I lost, I get to feel that later, right? I don't get to hold that now and walk through the day with it. Like, I get to see it later, maybe in the evening or something, right? The money's gone. It's in the app, so it's gone. It's been bet, so it's gone. I'm not thinking about, I need that money, I'm putting it there, right? I mean, I understand some people kind of have that strategy, but I'm not putting in my last $100 to try to win 1,000, right? So yeah, when as soon as the money's in there, in my mind, okay, I've lost it, right? It's kind of like borrowing someone money. I've lost it, right? So I don't watch the games. I try to be reasonable. Well, kind of reasonable. And kind of my strategies, and my strategy moving forward though would be abstinence. Almost like, if you don't want to get pregnant or get diseases, just be abstinent. It's better, right? So abstinence. I think sports betting. I don't think I could hack sports betting, right? I don't think I have what it takes to sports bet. I don't have that discipline to just have money in there and not bet, right? I don't have the discipline that when I do win, I don't just turn around and give it back to the sports book, right? I don't have discipline that when I'm offered a cash out in a closed game that's almost double my money, I'm still eyeing, something else. I bet $100 on, I think it was a Sparks game or something. I think they lost by 87-88, and it was like times 10. I put 100 in. Halfway through the game, towards the fourth quarter, towards the end of the game, I think they offered me a cash out of 459, and I didn't take it, right? I didn't take it because I had my eyes set on that $1,000, right? I was gonna be the first one to make 1,000 off of 100 times 10 your money. Ridiculous. People open Instagram pages off of things like that, but yeah, I didn't take it. So it's almost like the more I win, the more I lose, because eventually, if I do win a lot, let's say I win $500, my time is spent trying to win more money, right? So I spend that $500 back with the sports book trying to win more, and that doesn't make sense, right? So it's almost like you work at Walmart. It's a Friday. You've been paid your check. You cash it out at the register. You don't go to the bank. That's free. You cash it out at the register there. I don't know if they still do that, for a fee of maybe $1, $2. Doesn't matter. You're giving them back the money they just gave you, right? One, you go in that Walmart and you buy a couple things, right? And you go home. You basically just gave them the money that you just no. That's not my strategy. But yeah, this is sports gambling, sports betting. This is kind of what I do. I think we've spoken about this before. Yeah. So, but yeah, that's it.